We are at one of our rental properties that we're currently working on, and we have a budget that is tiny for this house. And so we are trying to update these old laminate countertops you see behind me in this beautiful kitchen for as little money as possible because the budget is so tight on this. But we are trying this new product, never used it on countertops before, and I just saw it when I was at Home Depot just walking down the paint aisle like I always am. And so we are going to try these Rustoleum countertop cans, and I'll let you know what I think of using them and how it turns out. I'll let you guys see at the end how it turns out. So stick around till the end if you want to see the finished product and how well this product covers. This is tintable. These are the different colors right here that you can get. Take a look. All right, and like I said, I have not used this before. It's specifically for laminate, old laminate countertops like this. It says moisture and scratch resistant. This is a satin sheen, guys. And so you take this little can, you can walk up to the paint counter at Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you find this, and they will tint it to you. You ask them, you tell them which color you want, they will tint it for you there. We are just going with the plain white because our cabinets are white. Didn't want to tint it. I don't know. I didn't really like any of these colors, but they have a bunch of browns and linen, canvas, light ash. So you guys pick what you want. We're going with just a straight white, and we're going to prepare this today. We're going to do a little bit of sanding with a little sponge just to scuff up the laminate. We're going to clean it, make sure it's clean, and let it dry for hopefully tomorrow. If I have enough time today, I'll go ahead and do the first coat, and if it dries completely. We've got all the outlet covers off. We already have the tape around the sink that we don't want to get dirty, and the stove over here. And the only other thing is there's the small...
Oh, there's just one small problem, and it's a big one.
Little damaged area on the laminate countertop over here, and we're going to try to fix it. I'm not a countertop guy, so I'm going to try with the Durham's hard water putty that we used for our door scratch video. We're gonna try it here on the laminate, so come on. We have this little area. It's bubbled and a little bit breaking off. So we're gonna use the Durham's water putty, which is like $2. We're gonna cut around this, and then we're gonna patch it with that and let it dry till tomorrow so that we can paint it. And we'll see how that works. Let's try it out. Alright, so I'm cutting away the bubbled area so that it doesn't stick up and it's not at a different height than our regular countertop. There we go. So we are making it a little bit bigger. This was the original size. We made it a little bit bigger because it was bubbled up. Alright, and I'm just using a regular utility knife, and I went here at an angle to try to get that down even more. Alright, and then under here is just like wood fiber. I don't know if they set something hot on here or what happened, but that's it. I'm gonna wipe this off and then we will mix the putty. Alright guys, and just be sure when you're using the Durham's water putty not to mix it too watery. You gotta kind of make it pretty thick and pasty, and also be sure to clean it off of your tools because it's really hard to get off of your tools once it sets, once it dries. We got it repaired. You can see the area right here. Kind of blends in. Already looks a lot better. We're gonna let it dry. It's already starting to dry. This stuff dries really fast. You don't have that much time to work it. Maybe 5 minutes and then it's gone. So we're gonna let it dry. Alright guys, this is just a regular medium sponge. First I'm gonna dry sand, and then we'll wipe it down with the crud cutter. Alright, so we already had our tape on our sink and our stove, and then I just used the painter's tool to just kind of go through and scrape any food that was stuck on the wall. And then I just used a 3M sanding sponge to sand all the area and kind of scuff up the laminate, get rid of that gloss. Alright, we got everything cleaned. The only area we're not going to be able to get to is this. You can see our repair here. It's still drying. And another little area right here that was cracked. So those are still drying. We're gonna leave this little corner area right here behind me till tomorrow. We sanded, dry, wiped or brushed off the dust and stuff like that. Then we did the crud cutter with another rag, and then we took a dry rag, dried everything, and we let this dry for about 15 minutes. It's completely dry to the touch. We let it air dry after we wiped it dry. And so we're going to go ahead and paint. That's all it says you need to do. It says you need for the laminate, you just need to sand a little bit to give the paint something to stick to. And so we're going to go ahead and roll the first coat, and we'll come back tomorrow and see how it looks and do this first coat on this part tomorrow morning. Here's what we are going to use. We've got throwaway brush, because I don't want to use my nice brushes on here. The Rustoleum Countertop paint. I bought two just in case. I'm gonna start with this one and we'll see. Got a 1/4 inch nap roller. You can also use a foam roller, it says on there, or a 1/4 inch. I just got an old 1/4 inch roller that we can throw away so we don't have to wash it. And if you do want to thin this out, you're gonna have to use xylene. And to clean your stuff off, you can use xylene or you can use mineral spirits. So that is why I decided to just use an old one and a throwaway brush so that I don't have to worry about that after. An old paint tray here, a metal one, and the correct respirator, because last time I was getting in trouble when I did my tub resurface, when I did the Homax tile and tub paint. I was getting in trouble because I did not use the correct respirator, and they were right. So, correct respirator, pink one here. This stuff is strong, so you do want to use a respirator. Let's go ahead. I'm going to cut in with the brush first. Alright guys, make sure you shake up the paint well. Alright, and I started by cutting in with the brush, and I only went in small areas just because it was epoxy, and so it dries a little bit faster than regular paint. It gets sticky, so I'm just going in portions. So I cut it in, cut the square in, and then I roll with the roller. And I tried to leave it as thick as possible without leaving any runs or any puddles. Alright guys, we got the coat done on this and on this little piece here. This we'll do tomorrow. And even with this on, I can feel my eyes burning a bit. I'm going to pop this window open a little and leave it open. It's pretty strong, but it's looking better already than what we had. We're going to let it dry, and we'll be back tomorrow to finish it up. It looks like it's going to look alright. It's going to work out. We'll be back tomorrow. Unfortunately, our repair is not completely dry. It's hard to the touch, but it looks like there might still be some moisture in there. So we are just going to sand it a bit, and we're going to work around it. Same with these other little repairs over here. So we're just going to paint everything except this little circle right here to let that moisture out. Looks like one more coat should do it. We'll see. Pretty smooth. Just feels kind of, there's like some dust, I guess, settled on it. So we'll have to do a slight sand in between coats. Alright, so I took the sanding sponge and just did a light sand to remove any of the little dust particles that you could feel, and then I wiped it down with a rag. Yeah, I went ahead and did a coat around the repairs as well. I did the first coat, and I did a second coat on the portions I had already painted the day before. Alright, and the next day we came back to do the second coat on the repair areas, and then in the afternoon I did a final coat on all of it together. So in total I ended up doing 3 coats, and I just kind of had to work in little portions just because of the repairs. that weren't completely dry. But it blended well. Alright gang, there you have it. It is done. What do you guys think? It's okay. I mean, it looks alright. It doesn't look like granite countertops, but it'll do for now until we can get it in the budget to change them out. But I guess the thing now is just to see how it's going to hold up to a renter. So I will let you guys know in a year, 6 months, however long the lease is, how it's going. Or we're going to be doing like 6-month checks every 6 months to check the property. So I guess I'll let you guys know in 6 months. But that's 3 coats. We just did a white. They also had some different colors, but I think it looks all right. We ended up spending $40 plus a sanding pad. That's it. We bought 2 of the little cans, and that is it. The only thing is, you for sure have to use that vent, guys, because it freaking stinks. It still stinks right now, and I've had windows and doors open for the majority of the day. I closed the doors when I went to lunch, but that's about it. But yeah, it's still really strong. Hopefully it holds up. Guys, and there's what it looks like up close. It has like a textured sort of look to it. So I guess we'll see how it holds up.
I love you.
Thanks for watching.